What's up guys, Jonny May here and welcome to this week's quick tip where I'm going to teach you a super cool trick for how to connect your major 7 chords, okay? And there's this amazing trick where you can take a chord like a C major 7 and connect it to an F major 7 simply by moving 2 notes. And then from here, going to a B flat major 7 and moving to your next chord by simply moving 2 notes. Now this lesson comes from my full-length course, Major 7th Chords Exercises, where I teach you 17 different exercises that you can use to master your major 7th chords. So let's go ahead and hop into the quick tip. Alright guys, welcome to lesson number 6 in the course. You've done a great job so far exploring major 7th chords from many different angles, and the final portion of this course is looking at major 7th chords and how they are related to one another, meaning we're going to be looking at chord progressions, right? And specifically what we're going to do is we're going to look at a very common progression in jazz music called the 5-1 chord progression and look at how these chords relate to one another, okay? First of all, what is the 5-1 relationship? Well, guess what guys? It's exactly what we've been talking about. When chords progress from one another, like a C major 7, okay? It's very common for a C major 7 to lead to some type of F major chord. It could be F major 7 or dominant 7 or minor 7. But a C chord built on a C is the 5 of F. Meaning, if you count down 5 notes from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the 5th of F, okay? And chords move by this 5-1 relationship. C typically moves to F, and F typically moves to B flat. F is the 5 of B flat, okay? And so, hopefully you're noticing that, hey, wait a minute, that's counterclockwise around the circle of fifths. Johnny's been talking about this, going C to F, F to B flat to E flat, okay? So, but what we're going to do is look at this progression and we're going to use major 7th chords specifically. We're going to use inversions. So we're basically going to apply the concepts from lesson number 5 to really understand this, okay? Here's how it works, guys. We're going to start on a C major 7 chord, C, E, G, B, C, E, G, B in the right hand. And we're going to move to that F major chord, but instead of jumping to that chord, we're going to use an inversion. We're going to use the closest F major 7, which is there, okay? Notice, if you look at the right hand, all we have to do is move the G down to F, the B in the right hand down to A. And this is the closest inversion of an F major 7 chord, okay? All we're doing is moving those top 2 notes down a whole step, okay? So that's the basic idea here, guys, going C to an F, and that's what we have notated here on measure 1. Now, F is the 5 chord of B flat, okay? Well, let's go to the closest B flat major 7. Well, the closest B flat major 7 is right there, okay? All I had to do is take those bottom 2 notes, the C and the E, and move them down a whole step to B flat and D. And there you go. That's your B flat major 7 chord. Isn't that beautiful? Okay? So really, really neat way that chords maneuver. And, you know, what we're looking for are called common tones, meaning between 2 chords, you look for the notes that are shared, okay? And so it makes moving between chords very easy. This is where inversions become very important at the piano, okay? So that's going to be B flat, next chord's E flat major 7. What's the closest E flat major 7? We'll just move your top 2 notes, the F and the A, down there, okay? You guys see that? Really, really cool, okay? Again, 5-1 relationship. We're using inverted chords. All right, we're at an E flat major 7 chord. We want to get to the closest A flat major 7. It's a 5th away, and where is that chord? It's going to be there. And we apply the same formula, guys. We're just taking the bottom 2 notes and moving them down a whole step. You guys seeing the pattern here? It's a pretty cool pattern. A flat major 7 will be there, okay? I'm going to actually take it up so it's a little brighter, okay? I want to get to the closest D flat major 7. Well, all I do is move those top 2 notes down a whole step, and there's my nearest D flat major 7. You guys see that? It's pretty cool, huh? It's a really neat pattern. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the quick tip, and I just wanted to quickly let you know that the lesson sheet music, which you're seeing here on the top left of your screen, is downloadable and printable for our members at Piano with Jonny, and all of the backing tracks which come with this course, and there are 8 of them, are downloadable as well for the members. So let's go ahead and hop back into the lesson. Let's continue the pattern. Next chord, G flat major 7 is going to be there. Move those bottom 2 notes down a whole step. Next chord is B major 7. We're going to move the top 2 notes down a whole step. That's the closest B major 7. Okay. Next chord is an E major 7. Where's the closest E major 7? Move those bottom 2 notes down to an E and a G sharp. Okay. By the way, what are these inversions called? This is a root position chord. Okay. But when we go to the very next chord, A major, okay, we move those top 2 notes down just like we've been doing. Okay, that's a second inversion chord. Okay, so I want you to think of these inversions as you're playing these. What inversion is Jonny playing? Okay, D major 7 is the next one. D, F sharp, A, and C. And then we move the top 2 notes down, G and B. That's our second inversion G major 7 chord. Okay. And guys, this is going to conclude this cycle through the chords because, you know, after G major 7, what's the next chord? It's C major 7. Okay, and it basically takes you back to where you started. Okay, really, really important cycle to understand and to, once again, think about the inversions that you're using. Root position, second inversion, F major 7. Root position, second inversion. And then the other thing is looking at the relationship between these chords. You're moving the top 2 notes down, then you're moving the bottom 2 notes down, and then you're moving the top 2 notes down. You guys see this pattern? Very, very important. I've set a metronome goal of 80 BPM, and this is Pro Metronome, an excellent metronome app that I recommend. And I'll set it at 80 BPM, and basically you're going to play 1 note per tick because the 80 BPM is represented by a half note, and we've notated half notes here. So this is the sound of 80 BPM. You guys hear the click? And this is going to be the goal for you in terms of tempo. Doing here, okay? You want to get as comfortable as you can maneuvering in between these chords. Obviously, you're not going to start here, but what I would do is kind of start maybe about half tempo, so maybe go down to 40 BPM, okay? And you're just going to play 1 chord per tick, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a pretty good tempo there. If you wanted to go even slower, what you could do is, we're currently at 40 BPM, is you could double this, okay, to 80 BPM. Okay, and now you're going to play 1 chord for every 2 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But you can slow it down from here. You could drop down from 80 to, say, 60 BPM. This is 60 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's always all kinds of different ways that you can set your metronome, but once again, I recommend the 80 BPM. That will represent your half note. Now, the final portion of this course here, guys, is to do this same pattern, but do it up a half step, meaning instead of starting your root position chord on the C, you're going to start it on the D flat. Okay, and essentially what this does is it flips all your chords, meaning on, you know, here the C chord was root position, but down here the C chord is an inversion. Okay, it's a second inversion chord, and up here your F major chord was an inversion, but down here it's a root position chord. So everything gets flipped here. Okay, let's go ahead and do this once together. D flat major 7. You can spread it out like that if you'd want, or if you'd like. G flat major 7, we're going to move the top 2 notes down. That's our nearest second inversion G flat major 7 chord. Then B major 7 will be there. Move the bottom 2 notes down a whole step. Down to an E major 7 will be there. Just moving those top 2 notes down. That's a second inversion E major chord. Doing a great job. Let's keep going. A major 7, move those bottom 2 notes down. Okay, that's A major 7, and then move the top 2 notes down for your D major 7. That's your second inversion D major 7 chord. You're doing a great job, okay? G major 7 is next, G, B, D, F sharp. Okay, same pattern, guys. Move the top 2 notes down a whole step. That's our second inversion C major chord. A few more to go here. F major 7. There it is. And move those top 2 notes down a whole step. Really, really important. E flat, our next chord. Move those bottom 2 notes down a whole step. Okay, and then the top 2 notes down a whole step. There's that A flat major 7 chord. All right, guys. That basically takes you back to the top, okay? Because what happens after the A flat major chord? You are back to a D flat major 7, okay? So once again, guys, I would practice this. You know, at first, don't use a metronome. Just work on the shift between the chords, just getting kind of comfortable, seeing how these chords move between one another. And then when you have a pretty good sense for this, and you can sort of start to maneuver, then use that metronome, and you can do exactly like I said. You can start it at 40 BPM. That's going to be 1 chord per tick, okay? D flat is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then gradually increase your speed. And once again, you want to get it up to 80 BPM. So get it up to maybe 50, 60. This is 60 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you guys see this? And then 80 BPM will be right about here. Okay, this is 80 BPM. Here we go. G major, C major. Okay, they really move along here. Okay, but if you can do it at that tempo, you're doing a great job. All right, guys, this concludes this week's quick tip. Did you enjoy this lesson? If you did, I want to give you a quick summary of what's inside the full course. In lesson number 1, you're going to learn all of your major 7th chords, and we're going to work our way around the circle of fifths counterclockwise, going through all of our flat keys. I'm going to teach these 2 blocked the way I'm playing them, and then I'm going to teach these 2 broken. Really, really important to be able to play these from both angles. You're also going to love this course because all of the lessons come with backing tracks. So each time you do an exercise, you get to play with the band. And I want to actually show you what it sounds like to play this particular exercise with the backing track. In lesson number 2, I'm going to teach you major 7th chords, but this time we're going to work our way clockwise around the circle of fifths. And guys, it's just so important when you're learning major 7th chords to be able to play them from different angles. So this is just another angle that you're going to learn the chords from. In lesson number 3, you're going to learn your major 7th chords going up chromatically, okay? And this is super important because when you're playing jazz music, you're going to encounter a lot of these chromatic chords. And so we're going to explore this in a variety of ways, and we're going to do blocked chords, and we're going to do broken chords going up, right? And then we're going to do broken chords coming down, right? Just another exercise. And then we're going to do a mixed model where we go up, down, up, okay? And so there's all kinds of patterns that you can use, and we're going to explore a number of these patterns. In lesson number 4, we're going to explore our major 7th chords, but this time we're going to go down, right? And this is also super important because when you're playing jazz, it's very, very common when you move to a chord, you come at it from the note just above. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to practice blocked chords, we're going to practice breaking up the chords up, breaking up the chords down, and then we're going to work on patterns. I'm also going to give you guys some of my strategies, some of my tips and tools for how to achieve a really crisp sound, how to play it quickly, the fingering to use, lots and lots of tips and tools. In lesson number 5, I'm going to teach you inversions. If you want to really understand major 7th chords, you got to be able to play them in all of their inversions. So we're going to walk through all 12 of the keys, and I'm going to teach you all of the inversions for all of the chords, and we're going to have fun as we go, right? We're going to talk about some really fun grooves that you can use when you're practicing these, and just ways of making it a little bit more interesting. We're going to work on it blocked like I just played it, and then we're going to do it broken, okay? Really, really important, and this is especially useful if you want to play jazz music, if you want to improvise. Right? You're going to take these chords, these 7th chords, these major 7th chords, and do inversions inversions on the chord. So this is where inversions are very practical. So we're going to talk about some of the application in a jazz setting. Finally, guys, in lesson number 6, I'm going to teach you how to take major 7th chords and play progressions out of them, meaning taking 2 separate major 7th chords and creating a progression out of it. And I'm going to teach you this chord progression, which is the most common progression in jazz music, funk music, blues music, which is the 5-1 progression. And I'm going to teach you this awesome trick where you can basically move between the chords by only moving 2 notes. So it's a really cool trick. So there's obviously a lot to learn in the full-length course, and you can find the course in the membership at pianowithjohnny.com. And also be sure to check out our other courses. We currently have over 400 lessons in all of the styles you could possibly want to learn, like jazz, blues, boogie-woogie, improvisation, theory, technique, just a ton of courses, and we add new courses every single month. We do live events every single month for our members. We do a live Q&A and a live workshop lesson where the students can ask me questions live. We do weekly challenges. We have ear training exercises. Guys, it is the full learning platform, so be sure to check out our other courses. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next quick tip.